What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Batters Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. What a fantastic start to this Friday. Hopefully you are having the same, albeit very cold outside. Hope you're having a fantastic day, braving the elements. No, I am, or will be soon. Kind of a lighter weekend here, as obviously it's the Sunday before the Pro Bowl. The Sunday before the Super Bowl, week before the Super Bowl. So it's a Pro Bowl this weekend. So no football unless if you're going to watch the Senior Bowl. So the long winter of no football has officially begun. Will officially begin next week. Anyway, Pro Bowl this weekend, LSU basketball Saturday at Vanderbilt, and of course, as I have there in the title today, Saints are set to interview Eric Bienemy for the head coaching job. So when we look at the excuse me, at the list of candidates, we've seen the Saints already, of course, interview Doug Peterson, who took the Jacksonville Jaguars job, so he's out of the running. They've also interviewed Aaron Glenn, another outside candidate, along with Brian Flores, a couple of defensive guys. Yesterday, they were set to interview their in-house candidates, Dennis Allen and Darren Rizzi. And then the other candidates, there was one other sort of, I don't want to call it a mystery candidate, but they said they were going to interview one more. Remember, previously, they had requested permission to speak with Byron Leftwich. And no word as to whether or not that's happened. But the word is that Eric Bienemy is the latest name that's going to be interviewed for this job. So I mean, I've told you all about him from the beginning, and for me, I'd be pretty pumped about that. I think the interesting part about Bienemy is, or really just the Saints coaching search in general, is it's a chicken or the egg conversation, right? You don't want to pick your quarterback without knowing who your coach is going to be. And similarly, whoever your coach is going to be wants to know what your plans are going to be at quarterback. And if you go Dennis Allen, for example, you're likely not appealing to the big-name quarterbacks that could move this offseason. Rodgers, Wilson, Carr, Garoppolo, if you want to throw Jimmy G in that mix, whatever. You're not appealing to that group. But, you could bring back Jameis and maintain all your structure and continuity. If you bring in an Eric Bienemy, I mean, the guy who's been alongside Andy Reid as one of the architects of, the best offense of the last half decade, that is going to be appealing, you would assume, to other quarterbacks. So which direction do you go? We'll see how that interview goes with Bienemy. It still seems certainly like Dennis Allen is the odds-on favorite to get the job, but we'll see. Let's say some good mornings here. Randall Joseph, Jeremy Kling, Sherry Gotro, Kelly Presley, Jerry DeLucky. What's good? Good morning on this miserable Friday. Hey, man, no such thing. It's a great day to be alive. So, by the way, today is also, shout out to Jen Hale for the social media reminder. Today is National Wear Red Day in honor of cardiovascular disease and heart health awareness. So, obviously, Drew is a member of the Zipper Club, two-time member of the Zipper Club. That's what they call people who have the open heart surgery scar, the Zipper Club. So for everyone who has or knows someone who has battled heart disease, wear red in honor of those people today and spread awareness. Hey, Dane Bergeron, good morning. Donovan Peterson, Scott Borch, Hong Tam Win, good morning. How much has Texas A&M spent on recruiting? I don't believe there was the number, the 25 million, 30 million, whatever. That doesn't make sense. You're talking a million a prospect, which just isn't true. I mean, I told you all the numbers Jacoby Matthews got. Jacoby got 150 for his first year, then 125 subsequent years that he's in College Station. And that's for a 5-star safety. So the numbers don't add up. What is interesting, I don't know if y'all saw this, but it's so funny to hear Jimbo deny the whole thing about paying, NIL inducements affecting recruiting. If you actually go, On3 Sports is the new recruiting website. So if you're not familiar, Shannon Terry, who founded both Rivals and 247 Sports, and then had them acquired. Like 247 was acquired by CBS, and Rivals was acquired by Yahoo. So he founded the two most successful recruiting ventures and then sold them. I guess now his non-compete's up, so he started a third one called On3 Sports. Anyway, so the source is good. If you go to On3, if you go to their recruiting rankings page, they rank the team and then they list 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, the average rating, and they have average NIL. I mean, they have a dollar amount for the average NIL. I don't know if that's per member for the whole class, whatever it is, but Texas A&M's average NIL is $59,000. Again, they don't give a lot of definition to the average NIL score there, but I don't know if that, again, for the whole class or average per player, but 59,000 is the average NIL for Texas A&M in this class. Bama number 2, 40,000. Georgia number 3, 27. Ohio State number 4, 33,000. Texas 38,000. Notre Dame 15,000. Oklahoma 25, Michigan 27, North Carolina 21, Miami 22, LSU 28, Clemson 31, Kentucky 21, Missouri 20. Anyway, you get the point. A lot of 20s. A&M's at 59. So yeah, they outspent everybody, and that's coming from a reputable source actually putting a dollar value on paper or on the internet. That's not a message board guy like Jimbo was saying. Trivia Carter, good morning. Joey Vincent, Shane O'Mac, Wendell Norman, Rappin' Batches, True Louisianimal, what's up? Jesse Brown, how soon do you think we can expect an announcement on the Saints coaching hire? I would think, if not this weekend, early next week. I think they'd want to do it before the Super Bowl. If you've got one more interview to do that interview and make your decision, and then get that person in-house and let's roll. Tim Gotro, Spurge, good morning. Hope we make Eric Bienemy the Saints' new head coach, especially with Peterson on his way to the Jags. Yeah, man, it really just depends, right? And yes, Bienemy is from New Orleans. So it really just depends. Do you want an offensive guy or do you want a defensive guy, or does that matter? Do you just want the best guy? The thing that's interesting is Mickey Loomis, et cetera, have talked so much about the culture they've created in New Orleans and maintaining that culture and all. And the easiest way to do that is to promote Dennis Allen. He filled in for Sean Payton when they beat Tampa 9-0. So there's a lot of things to like about Dennis Allen as a candidate. But if you want to go offense, if you want to be able to attract a top tier quarterback, then yeah, I mean, I think Bienemy is, but with Peterson, the guy who's won a Super Bowl, no longer in the fray, I think that's a pretty obvious one. Sean Comiskey, good morning. God bless Drew on this day. Glad he's a true warrior. Yes, indeed. Mr. Jones, good morning. Scone, there will be USFL this spring. Still got football. Kind of. Scott, what's up? Finally won a bottle. Jim Beam White Label. At least it's for a good cause. So did you win one of the bottles autographed by Bregman? Like, it's funny. Jim Beam. So yesterday was the Calandro's Rare Whiskey Raffle. And I did, for the first time ever, win a bottle in the Calandro's Rare Whiskey Raffle. I won Weller Single Barrel. So it's actually one of the Wellers I don't have. You can see I've got the Special Reserve, the Antique, the 12, the CYPB. I'll be able to add the orange label, the Single Barrel, up there as well. So, so I'm excited about that. But first time ever. But what Scott's talking about is the Calandros had a couple of bottles of like Jim Beam White Label, but it's Astros edition, like 2019 collector's editions, and Bregman signed them when he was in the store earlier this week. So that's actually a pretty cool keepsake, man. That's actually like, don't open it. You keep it as a keepsake, and then that actually will have value. You know, I mean, Bregman goes on as another decade-long career, and maybe ends up in the Astros Hall of Fame. Who knows? Maybe the Baseball Hall of Fame. I don't know. But congrats, man. That's awesome. Sean Comiskey, do you think college baseball is going to be affected by NIL deals? Some. I know Texas A&M, every player on the team has an NIL deal in baseball. Mississippi State, same. And I'll tell you this, at HUDCO, we're working on it for LSU baseball. We've already got a few guys part of the HUDCO Hometown Heroes program. And there was a meeting yesterday with one of our partners who has strong ties to baseball with someone at LSU with strong ties. Oh, they're up there. Okay. So we go ahead and say it. Cade Beloso, Dylan Cruz, Cade Doty, Gavin Dugas, Mikhail Hilliard, all formal now. They're all on the web. We've added a few more. Brady Hebert, Alexis Morris, LSU women's basketball. We had a guy did his roof. He said, "Hey, I want you to do an NIL deal with Lee Negroto, who's a tight end from Nichols." So sure enough, we reached out to Lee, said, "Here's the deal," and he was down. So Lee Negroto, Nichols tight end, is a HUDCO hometown hero. It's that simple. You do a roof with HUDCO, we will take a portion of our net and commit it to an NIL deal with a student athlete. We'll reach out to that athlete, any school, any athlete, any sport, and ask them if they want to be a HUDCO hometown hero. They'll make a few posts about us. We'll put them on our website, on our roster of HUDCO hometown heroes, and that's that. So if you know anyone who, or maybe it's you, commercial or residential, maybe you own a business, you see a blue tarp somewhere, someone who's had damage from Ida and they're still waiting to get their roof fixed, tell them to call us. We'll get to them quickly, and we can do an NIL deal. So yes, baseball for sure. Frank Zubia, good morning. Here from Albuquerque. All right, Frank Lynn, good to see you there, man. Chris Nelson, morning, Matt. With all the interviews Saints are holding, does the Raiders' job still haunt Allen, and he doesn't want it, or are the Saints doing their due diligence? Yeah, no, they're doing their due diligence. They just go through the interview process. I think he definitely wants the job. Travis Broussard, good morning. Heard Harsin is out at Auburn over inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Any truth? I've seen the same internet rumors, but I would caution you that they're internet rumors until they're not. So I don't know. But it's been pretty bad over there. Tazzer Johnson, I do not want Eric Bienemy as my coach. I prefer promote from inside. I want to keep our current staff together. I'm not convinced Eric is good for us. I'm curious why. Dennis Allen has not had success as a head coach, although I think he would be very good for this job. Eric Bieniemy's never been a head coach, and I also think he would be very good for this job. Brandon, good morning. If we hire Dennis Allen, I hope he calls Drew Brees and asks him to join the staff. That's not happening. Drew Brees is going to do TV. Because the thing is, Tazzer, If you're coaching, you're keeping the same schedule you were as a player, maybe even more hours because you're game planning, prepping, all that. And Drew Brees is stepping back, man. He's committing more time to family. It's why he's doing TV. You're not getting him away from TV. Trey Guy, good morning. Thank you. Smash the like button. Jeffrey Parrott, good morning. Is Jimbo the most hated man in college football now? Most hated, most mocked, somewhere in there. Keith H., good morning. What have you heard about the NIL meeting? Can you give an update? I don't know what you mean. What have I heard? I mean, LSU's trying to form a collective of business owners. I told you they hired an outside firm, a consultant's firm, to come in and assist with that whole process. They're also petitioning to get state law changed to more closely resemble Texas law, so that it takes the handcuffs off the people at LSU a little more to help facilitate those opportunities. I mean, I think more than anything that they wanted to bring awareness to the business community that you can reach out to student athletes and do deals, and they're encouraging it. Earl Lytle, what's up? Devin Kelly, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Jason Bourgeois. If we hire someone other than Allen, does he stay on SDC? So that's kind of the question, right, Jason? That's I don't know why you wouldn't retain him, right? But that's the big question: is shouldn't a coach who comes in have the opportunity to hire his own staff? That person should retain Dennis Allen, but would he? I don't know. Would Dennis Allen want to stay if he gets passed over for the job? I don't know. Brian Wynn, Charlie Gale, David Rabb, Ed Reeder, good morning. Jerry DeLucky, member of the Zipper Club also. I'll have my red on. There you go, Jerry. I didn't know that about you, man. Have a day, my friend. Have a day. Any truth to the Auburn? Let's see. Randy Lorman, good morning. Also a Zipper Club member. Look at that, man. See? Y'all don't even realize how many people are affected by heart disease. Everybody have a day, man. Wear your red. Bobby Oughton, when it comes to paying players to sign, I'm guessing you can have verbiage where if you leave or transfer before X, you owe back some of the money. No, I don't know that it's you owe back money, Bobby. I did explain kind of like how A&M had structured their offer sheets. So there would be yearly deals, right? So like Jacoby Matthews, he gets $150 his first year and then $125 each subsequent year. But if you leave before then, you don't get the full amount of the contract. Also, the $150 isn't a cash value. That's a total value of the deal. There were other things in there, incentives and whatever, like we got like a rental car and stuff like that. So it wasn't all cash value, and the cash is broken down by semester. So you don't get it all in a lump sum. It's broken down by semester, and you don't get the payment until 60 days into the semester. So these business owners are very adept at organizing these types of contracts. I can tell you, I know like a lot of the deals that Gordon has done. For example, he has like the reduced valuation clause in there, where, for example, if you pull a Stingley. I shouldn't say pull a Stingley, but if that happens where you opt out for the remainder of the season, you play a few games, opt out, well, you're no longer adding value. If anything, you've lost value in the market, then the contract is void, that sort of thing. So there are going to be those clauses in there for sure. Glenn Thomasy, good morning. Are the Saints staring down a total rebuild? I don't believe so, no. I mean, they have plenty of talent still in this roster, young talent. Brad Jones, what's up? Deborah Cower, Tony Williams, how often does Calanders do that? Annually, so every year. It's usually before Christmas, but the allocation was just delayed this year. So every year when they get their rare whiskey allocation, it's so hard to determine who you would sell that to, right? Because you have good customers, and how do you decide? So they decided to do a raffle. And so you buy a raffle ticket, and all that raffle money goes to charity, and then they just sell the bottles at at retail, because most places, if they do sell their allocation, they sell it at an extreme markup. So instead of doing that, it gives people the opportunity to get a bottle at retail price. Like, for example, the Weller single barrel that I won, retailing that is $69. If I go secondary market on Weller single barrel, secondary market Weller single barrel, $12.99, $9.99, $12.99. You see what I mean? Like, that's what it would cost on a secondary market. Which, of course, I'm never going to pay $1,000 for a bottle of whiskey. It's stupid. There's no point to do it. It's a $70 bottle of whiskey. So I get a chance, instead of spending $1,000, I won that raffle ticket and get to spend $70 on it. Anyway, a lot of people are asking about Auburn, and again, I've read what everybody else has read. You know, there's internet rumors that Harsin had a relationship. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. I'm not at Auburn. I don't cover Auburn. I don't know if they fire him. Boy, they've already had 18 players transfer out. I don't know why 18 players would transfer because their coach had an inappropriate relationship. But you know, both of their coordinators have left. There's clearly something going on there, but I'd be lying if I told you I knew. Y'all, I hate to do this. We're gonna have to bounce because I got to go get Drew up, get ready to get him out to school. Let me see if I can get a few more in here. As always, shout out to Brock, y'all. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, brortho.com, brortho.com. Anyway, you need an orthopedist, go to Brock, brortho.com. Alex Barnes, Matt looking swole in that shirt. Do I look swole? Awesome. Good. Thanks for noticing. I am lifting again for the first time in a long time. About 4 weeks in, so I'm sorry. I would hope I'm getting more definition. So yes, thank you. Give me another month and we'll see. All right. All right. Any more real quick. Brian Broom, Ed Check. Any comments on LSU firing the whistleblower? Are you talking about Sharon Lewis? Not really. We did talk about it last week on air, on AFR. LSU's fired like 40 people in the football building since Brian Kelly's been there. On-field assistants, analysts. I mean, Austin Thomas is out. There's just been an incredible turnover. Like, Brian Kelly came in and just uprooted everything. People who've been there a long time. So Sharon Lewis was part of that. Like, Brian Kelly fired Sharon Lewis because she's a whistleblower. I think he just wanted his own people in there. Jim Bocchio. That's good. Scotty Mack, who do you like for curling? I didn't even know the Olympics had started. I was at lunch yesterday with Terrio and Tilly, our HUDCO guys. I looked up at the TV and there was Olympics on. There was like skating. I was like, oh, look, the Olympics started. I didn't know that. All right, y'all. I got to bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. AFR coming up at 3 o'clock today. I think Terrio's going to be on an hour 1 today. The Dunham soccer team is in the state playoffs in New Iberia this evening at 6 o'clock. So I think we'll have Terrio for 1 hour at 3 o'clock. So we'll see you then. All right, y'all have an awesome day, and we'll see you. Peace.